Hi everyone, this is Chronicle. I'm going to talk about the win units and I'm going to list out some of the characters that I usually use. And I only go through those characters who have the special job like limited unit or job plus or some characters who have the potential of the job plus in future. Okay, let's go. This is the first character I'm going to talk about, Tina. And then she is a free unit and main character at the same time, and you can get her from main story chapter 4. And her overall ranking is and then she has a recently done job which is very powerful because of the main ability. This one is a physical cover skill and increase her evasion. So basically she covers your allies and evades the attack. So as long as if the opponent isn't using any 100% hit and if her evasion is very high, more or less the attack will be missed. So this skill is really very good. And then she also can reduce the opponent shooting resistance and pierce resistance. And with the buff status, okay. And she also can recover your ally debuff status and with the 3 turns debuff resistance up, also very good. And then she also can lower the opponent accuracy so that she has a higher chances of evade the attack. And then with the cloud cut and best status nullified, so that the opponent cannot use any cloud cut status or best status on your ally. So it's also quite good. And then the last skill is super powerful attack. And if the opponent has the buff status, the power greatly increase. And it's really very good against the gem monster. Basically it's from the chapter 4 or chapter 5. The monster which looks like a slime or something. And then she also can buff your allies with this strong versus the gem or slime for 3 turns. So she can be a decent buffer. And then she also have the charge time 5 for the shooting attack for the 1 turn when you master her 5th gate. So it's really very good to master her 5th gate so that she have the high damage for the 1 turn. And then you also can use the Leafah to further increase the shooting attack. So it's quite good. And then about the equipment and the seals, rules, everything, it's very good to increase her evasion like this one. From the mementos, it increases the evasion plus 13. And this weapon also increases the evasion but it's magic only. And this mementos is very good and it's a free mementos you can get from the event. And you also increase the evasion. And with the all attack up. So it's also very good. So her overall evasion is about this high, yeah, without the mementos group skill and with the very high shooting attack. And then there's one more advantage when she evades the attack because of this super ability. When she evades any attack, it will permanently increase her physical attack, dex and shooting attack. Yeah, so that her overall attack will be quite high overall. So long story short is, try to get her 3rd job so that she'll be very powerful and get the mementos as well. Anyway, it's a free mementos. Okay, next is Natalie. And then she's a 5-star normal character and she's from the Berber Chronicle. And her overall ranking is anyway, she's a support unit from the Professor Job Plus, which is very powerful even right now. And most of the time, whether if you are using her for PvP or Hell Quest or Raid Boss, all of them she's very good. Yeah, because of the main ability, this one, first thing first, status immune and maximum HP increase. Okay, this is from the Professor Job, well it's very good. And then she also can recover the HP and jewel plus all elemental resistance up for 1 turn, okay. And with the HP regen and with the physical attack shield, half, okay. And then with the HP recover and with the 3 turns physical attack buff, well, all of this skill is very good. And she also can use the status attack on the opponent like charm status or buy status or death status. And another good thing about her is from the side ability, this one is really very good. It increases your allies' physical attack, physical defense and speed. So this skill is very good for physical attacker, especially like Gerard, Peteru or even Zaha. And even if you are using auto, she'll be using this skill as well to buff your allies. So it's quite good for the Hell Auto or Red Boss Auto. And then next thing is, for some reason, she can withstand the enemy's attack. Like from this accessory, from her mementos, it increases the area attack resistance plus 20. Well, it's really very good. And then with this bitter mementos, also increase her magic resistance. So somehow she can easily survive some of the attacks. And then her reaction ability is also very good. When she getting any damage, she will recover her jewel 20 and it's a guarantee activate. And then also increase her healing power for 1 turn. And there's no range limit. So basically her HP recover is not bad. And then another thing about this accessory, it's good to get this accessory from her mementos. It's because of this weapon ability. From the start of the map, her speed increased. So most likely, she'll be moving first and she'll be activate the status immune so that the other character will not get any status attack from the enemies. So it's very good. So try to get this accessory from her mementos. So I guess that's all about Natalie. Okay, next is Leafah, and then she is a limited character from the Barbara Chronicle, but then you can hunt her shards every day 3 times from the Barbara Chronicle hard quest. So she is quite easy to train compared to the other limited unit. And then her overall ranking is anyway, she's also a support unit like Natalie with the Chop Plus, but she's very specialized in buff your shooting attacker. Like for example, this main ability, this one, it greatly increases your allies' shooting attack for 3 turns, but greatly reduce her magic attack. But anyway, this magic attack down doesn't really matter since she's just a buffer. And then if you master her 5th gate, it increases the overall shooting attack buff, and the AoE is 5 times 5 square within herself. So it's really very good to master her 5th gate first, before 2nd gate, just to use the buff up. And then she also can use the healing power and shooting attack up buff panel and further increase the shooting attack, and then Storm versus a Thunder unit, and then with the all parameter buff for 4 turns, and then with the physical attack shield for 1 time and every 3 turns. So basically not only she can buff your ally shooting attack, but also the basic parameter and with the shield. Yeah, it's really very good. As well as the side ability, this one also very good. It increases your allies' physical defense and magic defense, and with the HP regen, so that at least your allies will have the lesser damage and with the HP regen per turn. So it's quite good overall. And then second thing is the passive. This one, yeah, it's really very good. When she besides any allies, she and your ally will have healing power and area resistance up. Okay, this is applies to everyone, but for the win units, all attack increase. So it's very good to think with, like for example Tina or Seda or Eulalia, those shooting attacker, or even Artemis, so that they will have even higher damage power. But then this passive is you need to learn her master ability when you reach level 80 to learn this skill so that the passive will have the power up. And then this reaction ability is also very good. It will increase your allies' physical defense and area resistance up and can be stacked 3 times. So that as long as the enemy is using the area attack, especially physical attack, the damage can be quite low. But it's a property of activation and only applies to the physical attack, so beware. And then about the mementos and the gears and the seals, basically you can equip with anything you like increase the speed or HP or defense. Yeah, basically it's anything. Anyway, she's just a buffer. And this mementos is unlimited, but it's optional to me. Yeah, because it increases the HP and blah blah blah, but then it doesn't increase the shooting attack power for your allies. So basically it's an optional upgrade, but of course it's good to have it. And then I think that's all about Leafah. Okay, next is Ramses, and then he is a 5-star normal unit, and he is a pierce attacker, and his overall ranking is Well, right now he's one of the best pierce attacker thanks to the Jump Plus. And then because of the main ability, this skill is really very powerful. For the 3 turns, it increases his speed and with the dual cost now. And then this 3 skill will have the skill changes and there's no skill usage. So basically this 3 skill will be very powerful and with the debuff and status attack and buff. So try to use this skill first if you want to use more powerful version of the 3 skill. And then even if you're using auto, most likely he will be using the attacking skill first, but it's okay because this 3 skill, even if you are using the attack, the next turn, the skill will have the changes and there's no skill usage for 1 turn. So basically whether you want to use for the 3 turns or 1 turns, yeah, double attack. And then his side ability is also not so bad. It's a jump attack and this jump attack is 100% hit, so it's very good for evasion unit. And then this is a move +2 for 1 turn, okay, and it's a moving skill. And then he also can recover your allies' best status and it's also a moving skill. And his reaction ability is also very powerful, this one. It is 100% HP drain from all types of attack, and for the 2 turns, his physical attack can be stacked 3 times. Yeah, it's really very good. So like for example, if many enemies keep attacking him, he will HP drain plus physical attack. So that for the next 2 turns, his damage will be very high. So it's quite good overall, but it's not so suitable for the long range attacker as usual, so beware. And then lastly is the mementos, gears and rules. Well, this mementos is the free mementos you can get from his Job Plus event. Seriously, this mementos is really very good as a free mementos. Yeah, it increases overall attack and pierce attack, area attack, yeah, very good. And you also can use the BG ability and it is 100% hit, very good against the evasion unit. And for the 3 turns, dual cost half. Yeah, so that all of his skill will have low dual cost. And then this weapon also very good. It's from his 3 mementos and it increases his attack and all attack, yeah. But the best part is, it permanently increases his physical attack dual drain when he attacks any enemy for 20 times. And then HP drain is considered an attack. So basically it's really very good if there's many enemy keep attacking him and he activates the reaction ability. Yeah, so that end of the day, his attack will be very high with the dual regen. And then this mementos is a 4-star mementos, and this is a 4-star mementos gear, which is also very good. And then try to equip with the HP regen so that he can survive the attack. And then the seals and rules, you can equip with the physical attack and area attack up. And then last but not least, before I forgot about this thing, this skill you can learn from the Kaigan Lasso level 20, this one. When you unlock his 7 gate, well, it is a moving area wind pierce attack and permanent increase his all attack and can be stacked 2 times. And the moving range is 4 and the AoE is diamond. So basically if you use this skill for 2 times, his attack will be very high with the physical attack buff and with the weapon ability buff, everything, yeah. So if you really want to use him, try to master his 2nd gate first and followed by 5th gate and then 7th gate and then 6th gate, so that you can learn the skill as fast as possible. And then after that, 1st and 4th gate, lastly is 3rd gate. Yeah, eventually you'll be master everything anyway. And then next is Ahato. And then she is a 5-star normal unit, but then her shards, you need to get her in order to hunt her shards. Because you only can get her from the main story extra quest, every day you only can hunt 1 shards. So compared to the other normal unit, she is not so easy to trade. And then her overall ranking is well, she is an attacker and tank at the same time, but with the new Job Plus upgrade, she turns into a monster. Seriously. And then why she turns into the monster? Because of the main ability, this skill is really very good. Yeah, it is a moving area attack, and then it increases her physical attack and dex. Okay, this is normal, but then if her HP is 90% and above, she will activate this skill. It's a provoke target the whole map for 1 turn, and then her physical defense, magic defense times 2.5 until she getting any 3 damage. So basically this is a very good skill. And then I think the only weakness is if the opponent is using the enough defense or maybe status attack like for example death status or silent status or even death sentence. Yeah, other than that it's really very good. And of course she also can drain the opponent HP by using this skill. Yeah, and also enough the opponent defense. And then she also have the CT down skill, and this skill is based from her physical defense and magic defense. So basically when you use this skill and activate this skill damage is really very high, and it's a movie skill. And then she also can use some status attack like for example this status and poison status, not really that bad. And then she also can lower the opponent evasion, and it's a 100% hit skill. So it's quite good for evasion unit. And then another good thing is the rash ability, this one, super powerful. If the opponent is within the diamond, she will activate the HP drain and it's 100% hit. And she drains the opponent physical defense and magic defense for 3 turns and can be stacked 2 times. So this skill is really very good for evasion unit, like for example Natalie or Yaras, those kind of character. And then if the opponent is attacking her from the range of 3 to 6, she will activate the dual drains and drains the opponent physical attack and magic attack and can be stacked 2 times. But this rash ability is not 100% hit, so beware, but it's still very good anyway. So basically she can drain the opponent HP and jewel at the same time. And then next thing is about the mementos and the gears. Okay, right now she have 4 mementos. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this mementos is a limited mementos. But these 2 mementos is a normal mementos. So depending on the situation, you can switch around with her mementos. Same goes to the gear. She got many gears. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, she have the 6 gear. And then you only can equip 3 gear. So you need to think of what do you want to use for her. Yeah, whether you want to use her for the arena, so that you need to use this or that, or for the raid boss, this or that, or for the hell quest, this or that. And then about the seals, you also can use anything you like for example physical attack up, or physical defense or magic defense up, or maybe accuracy up, or maybe status resistance up, or maybe initial jewel up, or maybe HP up. Yeah, seriously, almost anything. So basically last word for me, please train her and try to get all of her mementos and all the gears, everything. Yeah, she's really a very good unit, even now. Okay, next is Tanosuke, and then he is a limited unit from the main story chapter 6. And then in order to get him, you need to get these mementos from the memento summon. And his overall ranking is... well, basically he is an evasion attacker, so his evasion is not bad, about 55. And then the slash evasion plus 20 with the another gear, yeah, not really that bad. And the leader skill also increase the evasion. And then about the main ability skill, all of the skill attack is depending on his maximum jewel, so the higher his jewel is, the higher the damage is. So it's really very good to use the skill if his jewel is very high. And then for the second skill, it greatly reduces the jewel cost for 3 turns, so that at least all of the skill will have the lower jewel cost. And he also can lower the opponent's slash attack, not really that bad. And then with the moving attack skill, with the jewel drain, and also can interrupt the opponent cast time. Yeah, it's good for the magic attacker. And then the side ability, this skill is also very good. It permanently increases his slash attack and evasion until he gets any attack. So basically if the opponent isn't using any 100% hit, more or less it's a permanent buff. And then he also can reduce the opponent wind resistance, and with the strong blast status, And he will be using this skill even if you are using auto. Yeah, quite good. And then with the Sith status and all defend down. But this skill is only very good for some of the enemies and PvP. Yeah, it's not so easy to use. And then about the reaction ability, it's really very similar with the Eulalia, except it doesn't increase physical attack. Yeah, that's the only difference between him and Eulalia. Other than that, there's no difference. For the 2 turns, evasion up and move +1 and can be stacked 2 times. Yeah, and it's a first strike counter. No difference. So basically his evasion is quite high after activate this reaction ability and the side ability. And then the mementos is also very good. It increases the evasion as well, and the deal skill also increases the evasion. Yeah, same goes to the weapon, also increase the evasion. So basically anything that has increased the evasion and attack will be very good for him. Same goes to the seals. So I guess that's all about Tanosuke. Okay, next is Eulalia. And then she is a limited unit from Genesis, and then she is a shooting attacker, and her overall ranking is well, basically she is the best shooting attacker in the whole game right now. Thanks to the recent adjustment, I think it's about 2 months ago, and then the adjustment is all of her attacks include her normal attack and skill attack and side ability attack, all attacks power-ups. Yeah, all skill power-ups. So basically her damage is quite insane. And then she has 2 kinds of ability set. First is this 3 skill. This 3 skill have the property of critical, and this skill is the highest damage of all if the opponent have the healing disable. Basically you need to use this skill first, healing disable, so that the damage will be very high. But all these 3 skills have casting time, so beware. And then for the another ability set, you need to unequip this one to another passive, like for example this one, so that the skill will have the changes. Okay, right now, this 3 skill, there's no property of critical and it's an instant cast, but the overall skill damage is lesser than just now. So basically if you are using auto or arena, this might be the better choice, but if you are using her for the hell quest or raid boss or even PvP, another passive will be the better choice. Yeah, it's really depending on the situation. But then, this second gate passive increase her shooting range, so if you unequip this passive with this one, her shooting range will be not so high, so beware. And then about the sub ability, this first skill, if you master her 5th gate, this skill is really very powerful and I think it's quite broken. Not only it greatly increases your allies' evasion and deals your allies evade any attack, but she herself will have all attack, speed and critical damage greatly increase and cast time reduce. So basically, as long as she never gets any hits, this is really very good. But even if she getting any attacks from someone, but it's still okay because of the evasion grading up, it's almost 100% miss except for the 100% hit. And then, you also can use like for example Tina or Peteru or even Daphne to cover her so that she will not getting any damage. So try to master her 5th gate as soon as possible, after that 2nd gate. And then about the memento skills and rules, it's really very good to get her mementos because it increases her attack as well as reduce her cast time, so that at least her cast time will be much more faster. And then this visual ability is also very good, even though it's a force bind status, but it also increases her physical attack, dex and shield attack for 5 turns. And then this armor also very good for her. It increases her attack and accuracy. It's quite good for arena and PvP. And then with the weapon ability, all damage will be reduced for 3 times. Yeah, from the start of the map, so it's quite good. And then weapon can be anything, just increase her physical attack or dex. And then for the accessory, try to equip this accessory, is very good for her because of the critical rate and speed up. Yeah, this is really very good for her. And then about the seals, try to equip with the dex and shooting attack, and then with the dex and critical rate, and with the critical. Yeah, the rest is anything you like. So long story short, try to aim for her if you can. Yeah, she's really one of the best shooter unit. So I guess that's all about her. Okay, next is... Okay, from this point, I quickly go through the creator one by one who have the special job plus, or those creators who have the potential of the job plus. Okay, let's go. Love, and then she is a 4-star unit with the job plus, and her ranking is about this. Even though her job plus is quite old, but it's a very useful job. You can use her overclock from her main ability. This one you can use 5 times. And then this one is also another CTR for your allies. And then she also can CT down the enemy and blind status on the enemy, and with the clock up status and clock down status. So she's very useful in most of the hell quests and even raid boss. Okay, next is Pauline. And then she is a 1-star unit with the job plus, and her overall ranking is... Anyway, she is a support unit, and she's very specialized in buff up your allies, especially her buff is whole map, whether it's a dex up or speed up, or maybe physical attack up or magic attack up from the side ability, and she also can recover HP for the whole map, and also increase the area resistance. Not really that bad overall, but only for 1 turn. Yeah, so beware. And she also can increase your allies all parameter, but it's only for 1 turn, and the AoE is only just a plus. Anyway, if you guys doesn't have any good buffer, you can try to use her since she's just a 1-star unit. All you have to do is just to get her job plus. Okay, next is Flamelu. And then he is a 5-star unit with a very old job plus, which is from the Beast Tamer, and then his overall ranking is... Anyway, he's not really that bad, but he's a very situational character. He can be very good in PvP and even some of the hell quests, but at the same time, some of his skill is quite outdated. Seriously, especially the reaction ability doesn't have any skill counter. We have to wait for his new adjustment, plus maybe 5-star mementos or maybe double job plus, yeah, so that he can be used again. Okay, next is Hayate, and then he is a 4-star unit with the job plus, and his overall ranking is... Anyway, he is quite good in evade the enemy's attack, thanks to the master ability, this one, but it only applies to the 3 turns. Yeah, the evasion gradient increase and the shooting attack. So his evasion is not really that bad, and then his overall attack power is also not really that bad because he has the Holy Brother, charge time 3. Okay, next is Milishu, and then she is a free unit with 2 ranger and chant job, and I will not do any ranking about her, but she may have the chances of getting a new job plus from either one of the ranger job, so I will be looking forward on her new changes with new mementos. Okay, next is Guy, and then he is a 1 or 2-star unit, and I will not do any ranking about him as well, but he may have the chances to get the job plus because of the leader skill. It's really very interesting. It increases his physical attack and magic attack 200%, but with the permanent berserk status. So basically his job plus might be a berserker attacker. Yeah, it will be very interesting. Okay, next is Shehelazate, and then she is a 4-star unit without any job plus, and her overall ranking is... Anyway, she is still very useful with this dancer and chant job. Because of the main ability, last skill, it reduces the enemies all parameter down and magic resistance down and can be stacked 2 times. Yeah, this is really very good, especially for the raid boss, as well as she also can reduce the opponent's speed and magic attack. And of course, in future, she may have the job plus, maybe, since she has the skin. Yeah. Okay, next is Sui Lan. And then she is a 4-star unit without any job plus, and her overall ranking is... Well, she can be a very good buffer by using this blacksmith enchant job, but it only applies to the shooting attacker with the side ability, this one, that increase the shooting attack for 5 turns and can be stacked 5 times. Yeah, this is really very good for raid boss, as well as she also can increase your allies' physical attack and can be stacked 10 times. But this is only for 3 turns, so beware. So in future, she may have the chances of getting the blacksmith job plus because of the illustration using the big hammer. Okay, next is Lucia, and then he is a 4-star unit with the job plus, and his overall ranking is well, he is a very powerful attacker, and then his mementos is only just a 4-star but also very good for him, and the memento skill also very good for him, and then what's more, you can use the physical attack charge times 5 because of the Kensei Shura. Yeah, so that his main ability job will have super high damage. So he's very good in Hell Quest or even Raid Boss. Okay, next is Baruto, and then he is a 5-star unit from the Berber Chronicle, and he's used to be a limited unit, but right now he's a normal unit. And his overall ranking is anyway, he's a very powerful evasion attacker, especially right now his evasion is already 60, and without the evasion rune set plus another 10, so total will be 70, quite high, and with the slash evasion, okay. And then you also can use the ability, this one, to increase his evasion, or this one, for the 1 turn evasion grading up, so that the chances of getting hit will be lesser. And even if the opponent is using the 100% hit, he will be using this complete evasion, but it only applies to the physical attack, but it's a property. Yeah, so it's a luck thing, but it's still very good. And then it's really quite good to equip with this armor, since it permanently increases his physical attack when he never getting any damage. Yeah, it's really very good. And then this weapon is a free weapon you can get from the Berber Chronicle. It's also very good for him. It's because of the weapon ability, this one, it permanently increases his single attack up. And most of his skill attack is only just a single attack, so it's just nice. So try to train him if you guys can. So I guess that's all about Baruto. Okay, next is Tamamo, and then she's a 5-star unit and she's a shooting attacker, and her overall ranking is well, even though she's an attacker, but you still can use her to buff up your ally by using this skill. For the 4 turns, your allies will have physical attack, dex and speed increase. So this is very good for your shooting attacker, as well as from this gear, and you can get from these 3 mementos from her event. And then this weapon ability also increase your allies' area attack, but reduce your allies' single attack. So this buff is very good for area attacks. Yeah. Okay, next is Seda, and then she's one of the Holy Knights from the Sacred Stone, and she's a shooting attacker with the job plus, and her overall ranking is well, even though her job plus is very outdated, but she's still very useful because of these mementos. The BG ability, it greatly reduces the opponent shooting resistance for 3 turns. So she's very good for raid boss or some of the hell quests. Yeah, seriously. And then she'll be getting the new job plus plus. Basically, it's a more powerful version of this job plus, but you need to clear her hell quest. Same goes to the other Holy Knights. It's quite difficult, but I assume she'll become a very powerful unit after the double job plus. Okay, next is Setsuna, and then she's a 5-star normal unit and she's a slash attacker, and her overall ranking is well, she had won the creator upgrade voting, and after the adjustment, she turns into quite a powerful unit with new additional skill from her main ability, like especially this skill is a AoE plus status immune. Yeah, so this is quite good in Hell Quest, and then this skill also very good for the 3 turns, her counter attack greatly increased so that her reaction ability will have more damage, and this is a very good reaction ability. It permanently increases her slash attack and can be stacked 3 times, and the opponent will have the property of healing disable, and it's 100% hit, and it knocks her defense. Yeah, this is really very good. And the AoE is a diamond within herself. So she is quite specialized in counter attack plus physical attack charge times 5 with the Kensei Shura. Okay, next is Yomi, and then she is a 5-star normal unit, and she is one of the main characters from the Barbarian Chronicle, and her overall ranking is well, about Yomi, even though her physical attack is very high, but her magic attack is very low, but her attack is a magic attack, it's not a slash attack. So even though this is a magic attack, but it's based from her physical attack, so it's quite different from the other attacker. And then she also can buff up your allies, whether it's a physical defense or speed, physical attack, magic attack or speed, or herself, or parameter. And then there's one unique thing about her is, this ability, last skill, is based from the enemy's luck, so the higher her luck is, and the lower the enemy luck is, the higher the damage is. Yeah, it's not depending on her physical attack. And you also can use this skill to drain the enemy luck for 5 turns, so that the damage increase. And then she has one more new mementos, but it's a limiter and I don't have it. So with the new mementos, she'll be even more powerful, of course. Okay, next is Izayoi, and then she's a 5-star normal unit and with the recently dropped plus, and her overall ranking is well, she's an interesting unit. She is very specialized in increase the rate status, like for example from this master ability, this one, increase the rate status, and then with the main ability, this one, also increase the rate status buff for 3 turns, and then with these mementos, also increase the rate status plus 20, so basically she has a higher chances to increase the rate status from all types of attack, whether it's a normal attack or skill attack. And then if you have her new mementos, she can change into a fox rider. Basically she'll be riding her fox and with the new attack. So it's quite cool, but the mementos is limited, so beware. Okay, next is Leonia, and then she's a 5-star normal creator, and she's a pierce attacker, and her overall ranking is well, even now, she has a decent attack power because her physical attack is quite high, and then you can use the Holy Brawler charge times 3 so that her overall damage greatly increase, but her only weakness is her speed is not really that high, and then you need her mementos if you really want to use her for even higher attack, and try to max her mementos to increase another speed plus 10 so that she'll be quite faster. Okay, next is Shiruma, and then she is a 5-star normal unit from the Barbarian Chronicle, and she is a little sister of Spica. And I will not do any ranking about her since I never use her at all, but I believe she will be getting the job plus. After all, most of the Barbarian Chronicle will have the job plus, and most likely her job plus is from this martial muscle. Because of this BG ability, she is using this weapon, so the chances is quite high for this job plus, but maybe with the other job but using this. Yeah, either way. Okay, next is Biluham, and then he is a 5-star limited unit from the Barbarian Chronicle, but you can still hunt his shards just like the main story hard quest, but it's from the Barbarian Chronicle hard quest. So basically he's much more easy to train compared to the other limited unit. And then his overall ranking is well, right now he is a decent magic attacker, especially he has the recently master ability unlocked. It increases his magic attack and lowers his casting time, And this skill have the upgrade, which is from his main ability. This skill, it increased the skill usage to 6 instead of 3. So basically you can use this skill for 6 times. It's really very good because it increases his magic attack and can be stacked 3 times for 3 turns. And then in future, he'll be getting the new job plus maybe a new limited mementos, I don't know. So I'll be looking forward on his new changes. Okay, next is Natalie, and then she is a 5-star limited unit, but her shots can be harmed from the Barbara Chronicle hard quest, so she's also very easy to train compared to the other limited. And then her overall ranking is anyway, usually I'll be using her for this job, the Binder Enchant, because of the side ability. This skill is really very good. The lower her HP is, the higher the damage is. And of course, if her maximum HP is a lot, the damage greatly increase. Yeah, this is really very good, especially against a raid boss. But then, her Barbell skill ability is from the Sage Enchant job for the main ability, this last skill. So basically, most likely, the job plus will be the Sage Enchant job in future. So I'll be looking forward on it. Okay, next is Uzuma, and then she is a 5-star limited creator, but her shots can be harmed from the main story hard quest, so she's not so hard to train. And then her overall ranking is anyway, she is a magic evasion unit, but right now her evasion is only 25, and with the evasion rune is 35. But then it's okay. Because of this reaction ability, it greatly increased her evasion and reduced the opponent accuracy, so that most likely the attack will be missed. And this is one thing. Second is the side ability, this one, also increased her evasion about 2 or 3 turns. And then another one more thing is from her main ability, this one, but it's only applies when her HP is less than 50%, her evasion increase for 1 turn. So basically, if all the evasion activates, her evasion will be more than 100, about 120 I think. And then lastly is this passive. The more you evade, the more powerful she really becomes. Like for example, move plus 2 for 1 time, and magic defense increase for 2 times, and so. And then if you evade for the 10 times, magic defense plus 2000. And her attack is based from magic attack and magic defense. So basically, end of the day, her attack will be very high after when she evades 10 times. Okay, next is Mashuri, and she's a 5-star limited creator, and he's one of the main characters from the Setsuna story novel, and her overall ranking is anyway, she's a very good support unit, especially for your wind elemental unit. Like for example, this main ability, this skill, it increases your allies' wind attack for 3 turns, and there's no limit for the stacking, but you only can use 3 times. And she also have the status immune. Yeah, this one, also very good. And she also can status transfer your allies, but her magic attack is higher, so for the magic attacker will be very useful. And this free weapon also can reduce the opponent wind resistance and slash resistance. So it's very good for wind slash attacker, like for example Setsuna or Tanosuke, those kind of character. But maybe in future she'll be getting the job plus, I don't know. Okay, next is Mocha, and then she's a limited unit from these mementos, and she's one of the main characters from the main story chapter 4, and her overall ranking is anyway, she's a pierce attacker unit, and she also very good in debuff the enemy resistance, like for example this one, 3 turns wind resistance down and can be stacked 3 times. It's quite good. And she's also very good against the gem or slime monster, and with the CT down. But one more thing, when you master the 7 gate, and then after that unlock the Kaigan Laser and level 20, she will learn a very powerful skill, which is it is an area 5 hit wind non-type attack, and damage towards the enemies only, and with the property of critical, and with the clock up status. And during the clock up status, her speed permanent increase until she use any 10 attacks. So basically after you use this skill, she'll be very fast with the clock up and speed up. So try to master the 7 gate and level 20 if you really want to use her. Okay, next is Tamis, and then she's a limited unit from these mementos, and then she's also one of the main characters from the main story chapter 4, and her overall ranking is anyway, she's a very good support unit, whether you want to use her main ability for the buff on your allies or side ability debuff the enemies. But it's only exclusive for magic resistance and wind resistance and physical defense, so beware. As well as, you also can use her as a chromancer to speed up your allies or slow down the enemy, or dancer as a main job to further debuff the opponent resistance. So basically in short, try to get her. Okay, next is Yuan, and then he is a 5-star limited unit, and his overall ranking is well, he is a strike attacker, and then he is quite specialized in fighting multiple enemies. Yeah, the more enemies within the area, the more damage it will be. And he also have one skill to boost the opponent in front of him, and with the bind status and counter attack ×2, so that he can use the ration ability. This one will have even more higher damage. Yeah, so you also can use him as a counter attacker. As well as, he also can lowers the opponent's strike resistance. Yeah, can be stacked 2 times. It's also quite good and also can lower the opponent's CD. So basically he is quite good in almost everywhere, whether it's an arena, PvP or hell quest or even raid boss. Okay, next is Nachu, and then he is a 5-star limited unit from the Zen Job Plus story, and his overall ranking is well, he is a very powerful slash attacker, especially if you have his mementos gear, this one. If he defeats any enemy, it permanently increases his slash attack, physical defense and speed, and can be stacked, and there's no limit. So basically he's very good in hell quest, and then you also have the charge ×3, yeah, and then with the slash attack up and can be stacked 3 times, and with the jewel regen and HP regen for the 3 turns. So basically in short, he is very powerful. Okay, next is Zibai, and then she is a limited unit from the Beta Temple number 2, and then she is one of the main characters from the non-Job Plus event, and her overall ranking is anyway, she is a magic attacker with 2 mementos, and this new mementos is quite powerful thanks to this accessory. Yeah, this weapon ability is just very good. For the 3 turns, all of her damage will be 0 until the damage is more than 10k, and the shield will recover for every turn. So basically, as long as the enemy doesn't have any big damage, she'll be invincible. But then there's one risk, it consumes her maximum HP by 75%. It's quite a lot, but then it's okay. Because of this accessory is from the non-mementos, and when her HP is less than 25%, she'll have the jewel regen, and physical attack, magic attack, dex greatly increase and speed up. So basically if you equip this accessory, her attack power will be very high. Yeah, so it's very good. And then she also can use the main ability, last skill, to change into another unit, and then with all parameter up and ability changes. So depending on the situation, you can use this skill, but during auto, she will not be using this skill, so beware. Okay, next is Dark Nyx, and then he is a limited unit from the Genesis, and he is a magic attacker, and his overall ranking is well, basically he's nothing but DBS because of the side ability. This one, it increases his magic attack ×4 and clock up status with magic attack up, and this second gate passive, it further increases his magic attack buff, so that instead of magic attack times 4, it is magic attack times 5.5, I think. So in short is, he is almost good in everything. Okay, next is Kubera, and then he is a limited unit from the Genesis, and he is a slash attacker, and his overall ranking is... Well, his attack power is quite high because of this Kensei Shura charge times 5, and then there's one more thing about him is, this passive is really very powerful. Not only it increases his maximum HP and physical attack, but when his HP is more than 90%, his all attack increase, speed greatly increase, and with the dual regen. So you need to maintain his HP so that he will have the high damage. And then his memento is also very good, but right now I don't have. So if you really want to use him to the fullest, try to get his mementos. That one is really very good, especially with the ability change when his HP is less than 50%. Okay, next is Miraculous Artemis, and she's a collaboration unit from the Phantom of Q, and then she's a shooting attacker, and her overall ranking is... Well, she's very specialized in PvP and Arena, thanks to the mementos and the gear, but you also can use her for the Hell Quest with Leafah, so that her overall shooting attack will be quite high. But then there's one more thing about her main ability. Well, most of the shooting attacker, their height range is infinity, like this one, but for Dark Artemis, for some reason her shooting range is like 5, or 2, or 5. So if the opponent is really very high up, or when she is very high up and the opponent is very low, she cannot attack the enemy. So this is the only weakness. Other than that, she's good. Okay, next is Miraculous Balashu, and then she is a collaboration unit from the Phantom Q, and she is a slash attacker, and her overall ranking is... Well, she is a decent attacker, especially her main ability last skill, the damage is not really that bad, and then she also can remove the opponent buff, which is quite good, and with the 3 turns buff nullified, and she also can increase your allies' accuracy and physical attack, but the main thing is the side ability, this one. Greatly reduce the wind resistance for Thunder units only. So basically she's also very good for raid boss, as well as she also can increase your allies' critical rate and critical damage, so that your critical attacker will have high damage. Okay, next is Firo, and then she is a collaboration unit from the Tate no Yusha or Hero Shield, and then her overall ranking is... Well, she is a magic strike attacker, and there's one way to describe about her is she is very fast for the basic status. And then she also very good in Hell Quest, especially there's many enemies in the map because of this skill, Crabber Charge. When she kills any enemies, her magic attack, dex and speed increase and can be stacked. So basically if she defeats 20 enemies, her speed will be super fast. And then she also have the speed buff from the first skill, and she also can reduce the opponent's speed, so end of the day, her speed will be super high and the enemy speed will be super low. Okay, next is Ram, and then she is a collaboration unit from the ReZero, and then her overall ranking is... Well, she is a very good support unit, especially for your strike attacker. From her main ability, this one, it greatly increases the strike attack for 3 turns and increase her evasion for 1 turn, but reduce her all defense. So basically all of your strike attacker will have high damage, and also she can increase your allies' physical attack and speed. Yeah, and then what's more is, she also can use the status transfer from her side ability, this skill, so that your allies will have even more higher damage, but beware. This is only physical attack and dex, it's not magic attack. And she also can reduce the opponent's strike resistance from this accessory, so it's quite good for the raid boss, so that like for example, Ram, she is a strike attacker, her overall damage will be quite insane. Same goes to the other strike attacker, like Lucian or Ahato. Okay, that's all about the win ranking video. And then there are some characters I didn't mention, and they may have the chances of getting the job plus. But then it's really depending on the developer or game master or Gumi, yeah. So like for example, this character may have the job plus, or maybe this character, 3 unit, or this one, or maybe this one, 4-star unit, or maybe this one, and so. Yeah. So I guess that's all about the video. Thank you for watching this video. If you guys got any question about it, please comment. See ya, sayonara.